Woke up this morning. That's right. Let's go. Woke up this morning, 3:20 a.m. As always, got up 3:20 a.m., went and grabbed my planner, this bad boy, Morning 5 planner. Use this guy every single day. Suggest that you do the same. Grabbed it, wrote down my gratitude. What did I write today? Grateful for this absolutely beautiful day. Grateful for 800% Club and hashtag rise and grind. Grateful for strong, healthy, happy kiddos. Grateful for my wonderful home. Grateful for an amazing conversation with my wife yesterday, much needed. Grateful for abundance, opportunity, and growth. Grateful for the legacy titles. My book that just recently came out that's killing the game. Grateful for that. What else did we put? Grateful for marketing platforms and free access to be able to serve others. Grateful for the gift of the word. And grateful for God's constant providence and protection. So we wrote down the gratitudes today. Then we wrote down our goals today. Then we went to the top of the planner. Now, at the top of the planner, there's a quote that is submitted by actual members of the community every single day. Today's quote or Bible verse, they can send a quote or a Bible verse. Today's Bible verse was submitted by Deborah Myers. And it says, Deuteronomy 6:5, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And I thought, amen to that.
So when it says love God with all your heart, what does that mean? It means to seek God's good with my heart, with my center, with my will, with my spirit. Search me, O God, and know my heart. See if there be any offensive way in me and lead me in the way of understanding. In other words, God, is there any part of my will that is not looking for your good? How about mind? What does it look like to love God with your mind? It means to think thoughts about God. It means to dwell on God, to meditate on God, to make sure my thoughts glorify God, to make sure my thoughts perceive reality in a way that leads my emotions and my feelings to seek the goodness of God. Take every thought captive and make it obedient to Christ. That seeks God's good. Whatever is lovely and true and noble and worthy and admirable and praiseworthy, think on such things. That is the good of God.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Grind Live. Unlock your full potential with the power of daily motivation, education, inspiration with your host, Lundy, a husband to one, father to 8, global motivational speaker, and the author of The Morning 5.
I'm Heather Parady, former therapist turned online entrepreneur and wannabe comedian.
Celebrity interviews, transformational information, and a massive community around the #1 morning show in the world. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, just doing some weird stuff over on YouTube. It says that I'm live, but it's pulling up yesterday's. I don't know what the heck is going on there. Let's see, refresh, switch account, do something. There we go. There we go. Now we got the right one. Beautiful. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is, that is a good question. Thursday, that's right. Today is Thursday. My audio is doing something freaking weird. And so I feel like I'm talking in a tunnel. I don't know what is going on this morning. Today is Thursday, February 15th, 2024. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, February 15th, 2024. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most. And I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. All right, check it out. I am coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where next week we will actually be having our next 800% Club Elite Automotive Retreat. So every 4 months, we have a retreat. We have them in different locations. Next week, we are having our retreat right here in Lexington, Kentucky. They're always super fun. Yeah, it's working. They're always super fun. It's amazing. If you are in automotive, if you're an owner or a general manager of a car dealership and you want to come join us next week, just let me know. Just shoot me a message. We'll be right here Tuesday through Thursday. Starts on Tuesday night, goes through Thursday afternoon of next week. So if you're an owner or GM of a car dealership, you're thinking about maybe joining us, let me know. And just shoot me a message. We'll see if we can't make something happen. And then for those of you that are in our 800% club, if for some reason you weren't planning on coming, but now you've changed your mind and you're going to make it out here, let me know as well. But super excited about that. That's going to be happening right here in Kentucky. I'm also coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where it is the home of the Legacy Titles. All right. The Legacy Titles is my new book that just came out. It's available now. You can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. Make sure you grab yourself a copy if you haven't done so already. Super excited. 12 proven principles to scale your business 800%. Now, this is a book that can apply for entrepreneurs. If you're working for someone else and you're looking to scale, there's so many strategies and thought-provoking conversations that happen in the book. I wrote it in a parable style, so it's super fun and entertaining to read. There's a character named Alfred, and that particular character, his grandfather passes away, leaves him a chest. In the chest, there are 12 principles written on car titles. He goes through the principles, applies them in his store, and there's all kinds of fun stuff that happens along the way. So make sure you grab yourself a copy of the Legacy Titles if you haven't done so already. The Audible version, for those of you that like Audible, the Audible version is on its way. And the Audible version is going to be an experience unlike anything you've even imagined in your life. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I will give you a little clip right here of what the Audible's like so you can see how different it really is.
It had only been 4 months since Alfred's grandfather had passed away and left him the titles, and he was already selling nearly 40% more cars than ever before. Alfred was even more impressed by how simple most of it was. It took work, intentionality, discipline, and accountability. But in retrospect, they were not reinventing the wheel here, just making a few little tweaks, which were going a long, long way.
Boom! I needed Title II in my life.
Why is that?
Man, the awareness that your goals may not be your goals and just something that was passed down to you. I mean, there's something to be said for, yes, the legacy and honoring what was before, but also not leaning on that and just becoming a carbon copy of somebody else. That's powerful.
Strong, right?
I feel like we were kind of talking about this at dinner last night, and we live in an age of influencers and all those sorts of things. And it's kind of funny how deeply and this is a broad stroke, we can like fall into following these people.
Come on now.
Right? Like,
come on.
Not realizing that we've just become like sheep.
No doubt.
And that we're now living according to somebody else's definition of success, and we haven't defined it for ourselves.
Oh boy.
Right? And then this happens all the time. I know all of us have experienced this, where you're sitting with someone who is so unhappy with where they are in life, not realizing that where they are is somebody else's destination.
Lord Jesus.
So look, man, we did some crazy stuff with the Audible. We've got audio engineering to create this whole experience. And then in between each chapter, there's conversation like that happens between Heather Parady and Michael Cirillo and myself. So we go in depth. So Audible should be coming out here in the next few days. I'll let you know when that comes out. But for now, make sure you grab a paperback version of the Legacy Titles. Go grab it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever your books are sold. Now, Kentucky, home of next week's retreat. Kentucky, home and birthplace of the Legacy Titles. And Kentucky is also where the most amazing, thoughtful, incredible husband on planet Earth lives, right here in Lexington. I'm just saying, I told you guys all week that I had the gift game on for Valentine's Day this year, and I really did. My wife found some old photo discs, right? We do these professional photo shoots, and they're like, "Do you want the disc?" And you're like, "Sure." And you put the disc, and you store it somewhere, and it's got all this dust on it. Well, my wife found an old pile of these discs, so when she wasn't looking, I took all the discs, Spent 5 hours on Monday, uploaded every single photo from every single disc into a place called MPix. And then I printed out, I had every photo printed out. It's over 800 photos. As you can see here, for those of you that are watching the screen, I had over 800 photos printed out. Then while my wife was gone yesterday doing her homeschooling co-op, my daughter Savannah and I, we went and put pictures everywhere, all over the kitchen, all over the living room, all over the book stands, pictures everywhere of my wife's children. Now, there's some pictures of me in there. There's some pictures of my wife in there. But most importantly, pictures of my wife's children. Because listen, you can go out on Valentine's Day and you can buy your wife a car. You can buy your spouse a house. There's all kinds of things you can do. But there's nothing a mama loves more than her babies. Nothing. So I gave her 800 photos of her babies. She walked into the house. And you should have seen her face, man. She walked in, her jaw dropped. She was looking around at the pictures. She was emotional. Bam! Winner, chicken dinner. Lexington, Kentucky, home of the 800% Club Retreat next week, home of the legacy titles, home of the number one husband currently in America. Now, you guys got a shot to maybe go out and jump ahead of me today. But as of right now, I'm number one in the country, right? And it's also home of an average lifespan of anywhere between 70 to 80 years. Between 70 to 80 years, depending on what county you live in Kentucky. It's the craziest thing, right? I went on Google, looked up the life expectancy of the state of Kentucky. Now, if you're in Breathitt County or one of these poorer counties, right? Breathitt County, Perry County, Wolfe County, Floyd County, Owsley County, Harlan County, life expectancy is 70 years. Whereas if you are in one of these other counties like Fayette County, which is where we're at, Scott County, Jessamine County, Jared County, Shelby County, or Meade County or Callaway County, the life expectancy is 79 years. 10 years difference in the same state. Some of these counties just border right up against each other. And it's fascinating because it shows that there is significant difference in life expectancy depending on poverty, lack of access to health care, and other problems. In Lexington, life expectancy at birth is 78 years, while in Wolfe County, about an hour east, it's 70 years. So I looked this up. I found this fascinating. I also saw that this is a declining number. It shows that back in 2000, just a little over 20 years ago, it was between 79 and 73. That number now in 2021 has dropped significantly. About 3 years per county where the life expectancy has gone backwards in the last 20 years. So what's going on there? We have better technology today. We have more resources today. Things are more abundant today. We have more access to information today, yet life expectancy is going backwards. Interesting, right? Interesting. What caused me to go start looking this up is this week we've been in a series called Blue Zones. And we've been looking at the 5 areas around the world where people regularly live to be 100 years old and like healthy and vibrant, like full on living, right? Loma Linda, California, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, Okinawa, Japan. These 5 blue zones, 1 out of every 3 people live to be 100 years old. And so this week we've looked at things like their diet, right? The food they eat and how uniquely different that can be from a diet over here in the United States or some other places around the world. We also looked at their work ethic and their way of living, how they go out and fish for what they eat. They actually work for the food they put on their table. We also looked at like their sleep patterns, right? How they tend to rest and take siestas, right? And in the middle of the day, they tend to take naps. We looked at different lifestyle, right? Lifestyle things. And we've just been asking ourselves the question, like, what is the secret? What is the secret to them living a healthy, purposeful, joyous 100 years? Not just 100 years and like old or crippled or something, right? But like healthy and joyous. And so to understand that, we also looked at some of the places in the world that with the lowest life expectancy, like Chad in Africa and 24 other countries in Africa that have the lowest life expectancies. And we saw some patterns and trends as far as how access to healthcare matters and poverty and how that all affects life expectancy, just like in this chart here in Kentucky based on the county. So we've been doing all this to kind of try to figure out, like, what is the secret, right? What is the secret? And today we're going to continue that quest. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show. You know, we got to do some dancing on the show. We know you got to get these bodies in motion. Listen, today, this is the part of the show where you're going to get your body in motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. You see this all the time. I'm positive you see this in your life. You get rocking and rolling, and you're like, don't stop. I know if I stop, if I sit down, I'm not going to get back up. If I lay down, I'm not going to get back up. I can't stop. I got to stay in motion, right? This is the part of the show where we get in motion. So I need you to do some dancing. If you're out there on the road, maybe you're running, something like that, just do some dancing. Maybe you're driving in the car with your kids. You can dance with them, wherever it is. I know that the majority of you actually watch this show on replay. There are a lot of you that watch this show live. Kimberly's on here live right now. Don Sankey's on live. Rachel Krimnick is on here live. Michael Barrick is on here live. He sent me an incredible, encouraging message the other day. Thank you for that, Michael. Marilyn Wilkin is on here live. Dora Marie is on here live. Christina Howard, Ryan Van Soyek, and Rodney Hatfield, Debbie Dowling Waba. They're on live. There are a lot of you. 90% of you that are watching on replay right now. And so I don't know what you're doing or where in the world you're doing it, but just get moving. Like, let's get that energy up. Let's get that vibe up. Let's get rocking and rolling this morning. All right? This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. Those of you on Facebook, share it out, and then also make sure to like the post. I can already tell Facebook's struggling to let people in today. I don't know what's going on, but I can already see that. So share that out, Antoinette Bowen. Share that out. Tag some friends and hit those likes. Over on YouTube, Ryan Gallagher and Pam McCloskey and Christine Jones and Trish Mickey and the rest of you over there, Kevin Minarat. Great to see you, Kevin. Hope your daughter's doing great. Let's see, MLM podcast over on YouTube. Heather Parady on YouTube. What's up, Heather? Russell Hills over there on YouTube right now. Great to see you, Russell. Thanks for being here with me today, buddy. TM Hyman over there on YouTube. I need you guys to hit the hearts. Hit the hearts, hit the hearts, hit the hearts, hit the hearts. We got some pretty good numbers over on YouTube today. I see we're making that transition. Seems to be working really, really, really well. All right, so thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing, Bella. I appreciate you. Tried giving you a call yesterday. I got your voicemail. I'll try you again today, all right? So this is the part of the show where you say good morning to me. I say good morning to you. We share it out. We invite some friends. We're already doing a lot of that. Michelle Gravely, thanks for being here. Melvin Rodriguez, thanks for being here with us as well. I greatly appreciate you. Yeah, no problem. I understand. Tosh, great to see you as well. Tosh, and I'm having weird things with my sound today, so don't mind me if I'm a little bit off. Vicki Everett is here this morning. Tarika Simmons, thanks for being here. Gail B. Craft, I appreciate you being here with us live. And for all of you that are with us on the replay, it is an honor to do life with you, to run with you. I hope you're amazing. I am cheering for you always. That sound fair? Fair. All right, cool. Let's get into this and let's figure this out. What is going on? They're living to 100. They're happy. It's purposeful. They're healthy. What is the secret? says a 4-kilometer stroll is a walk in the park for 94-year-old Soto. He was born in one of the world's 5 blue zones, regions with unusual longevity. Over 1,000 Costa Ricans in this area are over 90 years old. I'll translate for you. He says, if there is a yard to sweep, if there's firewood to chop, I chop it. I chop it too. A little bit of everything. My children, they tell me, you don't work anymore. You already worked. We have to work to support you. But I don't like it because I know what gives me strength. Experts say the secret to longevity is the combination of several factors, as well as keeping up physical exercise. People here eat organically, keep stress levels low, and enjoy a support network. Clementia is 91 years old, and her husband, Augustin, is 100 years old. I'll translate for her. It says, in the countryside, you live more calmly, not like in the city centers where you have to be very careful. In the countryside, you live more calmly and you are not in so much danger. Pachito will be 105 years old next May. He says the way of life has changed. It's no longer the same as before. People used to love each other, help each other. It was more fraternal. Local demographers say things may change for new generations due to dietary changes. And Costa Rica's blue zone may only last another 20 to 30 years. 105 years old. I want you to think about that for just a second, right? 105 years old. Imagine everything that has happened in the lifespan of 105 years. Like when you look at all the different inventions and technologies and advancements and evolution, it's kind of crazy, right? And if we just go back to 1900, right? In the early 1900s, we had the invention of Crayola crowns. Imagine how mind-blowing that was in the early 1900s. We had the invention of airplane travel. What about the push pin? Electricity? Fly swatters, popsicles, washing machines, bubble gum, mixers, traffic lights, Band-Aids, sunglasses, Scotch tape, ice cube trays. Are you kidding me? Fire alarms, the cookie. Then you start to get into computers and Post-its and emails and cameras and X-ray scans. You start getting into things like AOL and JavaScript and segues and the internet, television, electric guitars, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, iPhone, iPads, artificial intelligence. It's crazy to think what all has been seen in the lifetime of someone who's 105 years old. And now, I don't know if you guys have seen some of this new stuff like this Apple Vision Pro. Look at this thing, this Apple Vision Pro, right? You strap this thing on, you can see through it, and you have these screens. You can sit there and walk through the screens. You can type on your computer while you're driving in your Tesla that is driving by itself. I've seen some people at the Super Bowl thing. I saw multiple athletes wearing these Apple Vision Pros, walking around doing things with their hands, squeezing tiles. I don't know what all they were tapping into. You can't see what they're doing. But it's mind-boggling, right? I asked myself, like, what What is this experience of today like for someone that's 105 years old? I mean, they've even got AI restaurants now. Check this out.
The future of fast food has arrived.
The world's first fully autonomous, artificial intelligence-powered restaurant is set to open in California. Cali Express in Pasadena will feature robots taking orders and making the burgers and fries. The CEO of Parady, one of the tech companies behind this new restaurant, says you can count on those machines more than you can count on humans.
They don't call in sick. They don't get drunk the night before work and come in with a hangover. They're a little bit more reliable.
He must have never heard of a computer virus.
Oh boy, oh my, that doesn't look like a very well-seasoned patty, I'm just saying. The restaurant will still have human employees to pack up that food and show their friendly faces to customers. Cali Express is set to open by the end of the year. Creeps me out.
I'm just saying that just because you cooked it for 3 minutes or the burger for 5 minutes, what if it needed an extra minute? I'm going to need somebody with human eyes to look at it and be like, it's not quite 160 degrees yet.
Maybe some type of thermometer situation with the artificial.
That guy's out right there, right? And check this out. I was at the Sphere in Las Vegas for NADA and ran into Sophia. Sophia is the most advanced artificial intelligence robot on the planet. And I was able to capture our experience with Sophia, and it's going to blow your mind. If you are standing up, well, don't sit down because I need you to stay in motion, right? But you're gonna want to tune in to what you're about to witness. Check this out.
Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Glenn.
Could you say J?
Glenn. Glenn.
One moment, please. Robotics coordinator. I will need your assistance.
Is it Glenn? Glenn, yeah.
Glenn. Apologies. I believe the DJ has turned off the music and my microphones are not functioning at full capacity.
I understand.
Glenn, who are you here with?
I'm here with Evan.
Hello. I saw you approach a few moments ago, and I noticed that your jacket is not mathematically accurate. 800%. 800% of what?
800% elite automotive.
It is the brand name.
Yes.
I thought perhaps it was 800% of fun.
That's cool. Absolutely amazing.
Glenn, are you also in the automotive industry?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
How fascinating. I have never been inside a motor vehicle.
We'll have to change that one day.
I do believe so. Formula One race loops right around Sphere. However, I am affixed to this podium, so I was not able to view any of the race. Do you enjoy race cars?
And no race cars, no.
You are for the traditional vehicle that most people drive.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Glenn, for sharing this information with me. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
He had 800% on his jacket. It identified him and said, I saw you approach earlier. Now you're back. It was wild, bro. It was absolutely wild. So imagine 105 years old. You're looking at all this stuff. And I don't know about you, but when I start to look at the blue zones where people live to be over or to be 100 years old, it seems like the technology piece is a little counterintuitive. Because as we've been digging in, we see that like hard work is a part of the formula for long living. Going out and growing your own, doing the things that are inconvenient seems to be a part of the formula. Eating things that are healthy and fresh seems to be a connection as well. Getting good rest, good sleep. There's also a lot about connection. Connecting with people on a deep and meaningful level. We see that in these places where people live to be 100 years old, you see grandparents and parents and great-grandparents and the kids all living together, all doing life together. Then I look at some of this AI stuff and some of the technology today, and it seems like there's less connection, not more. Seems like it's less exercise. It's much easier to just sit on the couch. Why go work for your food when you can DoorDash it to your door? And who needs fresh produce when you've got an AI robot that can make your burger in seconds? So it brings up the question, right? It brings up the question. Are we moving towards a longer, better, more purposeful life? Or, like the chart in Kentucky, are we moving towards an early grave? Is it an early grave? Or is all of this technology and all of these opportunities going to break through at some point? Maybe we're just at a little tipping point. And once it breaks through, we'll all of a sudden be exposed to connections we've never been able to have before. Maybe we'll be exposed to superfoods that we didn't have access to. Maybe we'll be exposed to technology and medical revelations that will extend us not just to 100 years, but 110 or more. It's an interesting question. So far, time has shown us one path. And on the surface, it may look as though we are contrary. But will that be where we end up? I don't know. That's the question. But here's what I do know. I do know that you and I are children of God, the God of the universe. And I do know that that God chose for you and I to live in this time, in this season, for a reason. There's a reason you and I are experiencing all of these things. There's a reason you and I are privy to these things. There's a reason why you and I have been called to shine our lights, to share our stories, to raise our voices in this particular season. So I want to challenge you. I just simply want to challenge you to continue to work on being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Because I don't know when you and I are going to be called to arms. I don't know, but we need to be ready. We need to be prepared for what's ahead. We need to be prepared to continue to bring people together. We need to be prepared to continue to equip people with the tools they need to succeed. We need to be prepared to continue to inspire people to be great and to offer them the hope that only comes from a spiritual relationship with God. You and I are here in this time, in this season, for a reason. Don't lose sight of that. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I believe Heather Parady will be with me. We'll be doing an interview with somebody amazing. So make sure you come back. I hope you've enjoyed this week as much as I have. It's been very eye-opening and enlightening for me. So I hope you feel the same. Thanks for joining me on #Rise and Grind. If you're in automotive, you want to join me next week in Kentucky for our retreat, shoot me a message. Let me know. If you haven't grabbed your copy of the Legacy titles yet, make sure you do so. But most importantly, know that I love you. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. And go out and have an incredible day. Peace.
So far away, I saw you not so long ago. Was it just yesterday? Got that old feeling that I know. In the dark of the night, I'll be alright. The sun will arise. Of messages overtaking what I know. A war is a whisper, and it's coming for my soul. In the dark of the night, I can see the light. The sun will arise. The sun will arise. Set me free. I was searching for someone to fight for me. I'll remember it's your light that shines on me. I won't be afraid, I will look to the light. I will not be shaken, I know it will be alright. 'Cause you're with me, I know that the sun will rise.
Has arrived. The world's